Hello, everyone! It's time for another Toonkind D&D FPS at 12 frames, well, 12 frames per second. My name's Briggs, and today I will be playing Kreeko, a very, 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 very small little frog, uh, member of the infamous Larry cult. This, so I guess this game is rated officially T for tinies. I guess. Okay, but with me today I have the lovely. If you don't mind introducing yourself.
Sure thing. Hi, I'm Auvie, an unusual visitor, not to be mistaken for Aubie, or Artist of Obsessions, who's in the audience right now.
I love you, Abby.
And, yeah, um, I will be playing Amphina Legea, the lounge singer at the Lonely Cricket, who is going to have a time tonight.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, bleh, and I might be coughing a little bit, and I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
No problem. Okay, so yeah. So the title of this FPS, I don't know if I said it. It's Out of Your Depth, um, which can mean a lot of different things. At the
Yeah.
moment, I think we'll start off with what Amphina's doing. Uh, she's, I assume, in Toontown, correct?
Yes. You know, this is one of the nights that she's not performing,
Oh,
though. So she's kind of wandering around. She's keeping to herself. She's kind of quiet.
okay.
And just kind of being introspective, I guess.
Okay. In the middle of your introspection, you were rudely interrupted by something falling in front of you with a thud.
Uh
Uh, and if you look back,
Amphina Amphina's gonna kind of look down at it and then pick it up if it doesn't bite her.
nope, it appears to be just a small package, like just something that you would send in the mail, like tied up in like the butcher paper with the twine, and there's an address stamped on it. Um, but if you're looking around to see where it came from, there is a very tall, lumbering, leafy sort of tune that's got a very ridiculously small in comparison to the size of the tune post person hat on. And apparently, he just dropped this.
Okay, Amphina's gonna raise her voice and be like, excuse me.
He just kind of keeps going.
And she kind of like drops her hand, looks annoyed. And then she looks down at the package and the address, and then she's like, "Oh well, I don't have much else going on." And to make her way over to the package's address.
Oh, well, it so happens that it's not all that far off, as it seems to be addressed to Dodo Studios.
What do you know?
Huh, yeah. It looks like, with your knowledge of Toontown, you think it's a fairly short walk over that way, about 2 blocks down.
Hmm, okay, so I guess she goes there,
Okay.
and
While she's doing that, I think we'll just have a little bit of a jump cut to, uh,
oh,
yeah, to Kreeko, as he's finished reading a rather lengthy little novel. Having just woken up from his brumation, where he was essentially just completely frozen for the entirety of winter, as he usually is. Um,
oh, rip.
yeah. And this novel, written by a very dear friend, Harold, uh, has given him a lot of things to think on, and he's found that he generally, processes things better if he's doing something. So instead of going to meet the other tinies, he decides that he's going to uh, go see if there's anything new in the Lost and Found, because it's been like several months. Maybe there's something in there. So he starts making his way through the studios, heading towards the entrance, and generally just trying to avoid any of the other tinies.
Ho ho ho.
Mhm. So, uh, I assume it take he's tiny, so it takes a while. So we'll just go to Amphina arriving at the Dota Studios.
Yep. Zoop. I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm fine.
No dying, please.
I'll uh, I'll I'll try.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess she like approaches the reception if that's like
Oh yeah, that's absolutely
uh,
doable. There's
and
a
and
rather bored-looking owl just kind of waiting and looks slightly more interested when you walk up.
okay, wait. I got a little of my head ahead of myself. I think she's going to be pretty interested in Dodo Studios because I think she's passed by the place a couple of times, but she's never, had the opportunity to go in. She's never asked much about it, though she does hear people saying, "Have you heard all the crazy things going on in that studio?
Hmm.
This is Toontown, darling. Crazy things happen every day." You know,
Hmm.
those kind of, these two random tunes that she overheard, you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
at some point in her life. But she's kind of interested, she's looking around and then she remembers that she came here to do something and, she feels like she's sticking out a bit. So she approaches the desk and says, "Hi, this package was dropped. It seemed to be this is the right location, right? I was looking at the address and I figured this was the place." And she
Oh,
kind of puts it on the desk carefully.
oh. Well, let me take a look here. Uh, oh yeah, that's definitely us. That's definitely Dodo Studios. Well, you said somebody dropped this?
Yes, a postman, I
Oh,
think. Or
okay. Well, that's downright forthright of you. That's really nice of you. Um, gee, uh, I wish we. I feel like we should reward a little bit of that initiative of yours. Um,
I no, she just says that while the owl's talking.
oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Now, tell you what, I think we've got a free slot for one of the shorter tours. Would you like to have like a little tour of Dodo Studios?
Certain I and she thinks about it and she's like, "Sure, why
Oh,
not?"
great. Let's see. If you come with me, I'll show you to the tour guide. Yeah. Uh,
Uh, all right. And then at this point, um, you know, I guess the package was small but a little bit heavy, so when she put it on the desk, she has one of those overarm purses and normally she wears it across the body because that's more, you know,
mhm.
like it stays on a bit better that way. But, like after shifting around and picking up the box and stuff, it kind of just ended up over one arm and it kind of dropped when she kind of dropped on the desk when she placed down the package
Okay, so
and I
it's
know
yeah. Okay.
and normally she's pretty attentive, but I guess this time it kind of just slipped her mind. So she
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, the purse gets left behind on or something.
oh well. Oh dear. Okay, so the owl doesn't notice either. She is chatting happily to you as she guides you to like through one of the doors in the back and introduces you to another owl who is going to give you a short tour. Just kind of a brief one. Uh,
Huh.
yeah. Meanwhile, back at the front desk, another owl comes out wanting to talk to the owl who was previously at the desk but sees they're not at their post. Sighs heavily, looks around, and notices a purse just kind of lying on the floor there. Goes, oh, geez, okay. Uh, Picks up the purse and then takes it back into the back of the office and puts it into a lost and found box.
I'm fine. God damn it.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Um, and then goes off in search of the owl who abandoned their post. But, as luck would have it, at this precise moment, Kreeko has finally made his way through the vents and watches the owl leave, having not really seen what they put into the lost and found. Kind of
Oh.
jimmies up one of the corners of the vent and slides down the wall and hops into the box. Uh, this is not the first time he's been here. Uh, Sometimes he'll go through here and look to see what's been abandoned, what he can maybe scavenge for supplies or gift ideas. And he's kind of curious to see what might have been left there. There's an old scarf that now has a few threadbare patches because he's scavenged a bit of the yarn to give to some of the knitters in the
Oh,
cult. Uh, a few little dog-eared pages taken from books left behind, and he immediately notices the purse, which is a very nice purse. Um, so he goes ahead and he kind of just hops on in and starts rummaging around.
um, I will say for flavor that you immediately find a tube of blue lipstick.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What else is in there? Should he roll perception or investigation?
Um, sure. I
Yeah,
guess.
we are doing the D&Ds. We should have some roll checks. Okay, so I'll do an investigation. Oh boy.
Oh,
Nope. There. Ooh,
oh
that's a nat
shit.
20. Dang.
You find all sorts of shit in there.
Heck
Like,
yeah.
there's like this pamphlet that someone gave for like Prismatone or something,
Ooh.
and and there's a few bobby pins that have been refitted to work like lock picks, and there are
Ooh.
some lock picks that have been refitted to work like bobby pins, and then there are just some bobby pins, and and
uh.
and there's this let me see what else. There's like there's some weird congealed stuff at the bottom of the purse, when purses get like grimy and weird. It seems like a little grimier and weirder than like maybe you'd think, but whatever. Weird purses. And um let's see what else. Like you expect to find more like makeup and stuff, but really it's just the tube of lipstick for some reason.
Huh.
And um oh, there's like a tiny knife, but you think that it's about the size of a toothpick, so you wonder if it's some form of toothpick or if
Oh.
it's just what even is that doing in there?
Huh. Weird. Well, this is all very
I'm
interesting. But let's revisit Amphina and her going on her tour.
I improvise so much of that. I
That
I
was
don't know what
great.
I'm
I
doing.
like that.
I'm flying by the seat of my um pants.
As
Okay.
one does. Yes.
All
So,
right.
going through the tour, Amphina is being shown. I believe she's probably being shown NG's side of the studio, considering an owl's giving the tour. So you're
Mhm.
led through a few different of the studio, like the filming rooms. You get a little peek inside, at least the ones that where filming isn't currently happening or anything important is currently happening. Um, not knowing a lot about, film studios myself, I can't really
I,
elaborate, but it's all very
I
cool.
I'm gonna say that Amphina, if they pass by like DJ Move's side,
Hmm.
and like hears faint music coming from the door about it, like, what's that side about? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, that's DJ Move's side. Uh, he's very big into the music. Lots of loud
Huh.
parties and such. You know,
Huh.
just he's a fun guy, really. Pretty
Hmm.
good. Yeah, pretty cool. Uh,
Interesting.
but yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not really allowed to give tours over there. You'd have to ask one of the penguins.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, anyway.
yeah. You hear like voices coming from further down the hall, and lo and behold, at the end of the hallway comes another tour guide and a much larger group of tourists who, upon seeing the owl and you, Amphina, rush forward very excitedly because apparently they've mistaken you for an actress. Which,
What kind of things are they saying?
oh my gosh, look who it's. Oh, she's blue. She's blue. She got red hair. I don't know. She looks. Does she looks familiar, doesn't she? Yeah, she looks. Hey, are you a celebrity, miss? Can you sign my face?
I mean, I'm not sure I quite qualify as a celebrity. I am a performer, but I mean, I could probably I think I have a pen in my or a marker in my in my purse.
Uh-oh.
Where where's my purse?
Uh uh
Uh, uh,
like the
are
one
they
of the tour
saying like
like the tour guide is starting to get their these enthusiastic group of tourists under control. But one's like, but your tour guide is like, "Oh, did you have a purse?"
I did.
Oh,
I
okay. Well, they have like a lost and found up front near reception. If anybody
oh, they
found it,
do.
they would take it there. Do you want to go? Do you want to go there now? Or
Uh, sure.
oh, okay.
I-
Yeah.
and she's freaking out like a little bit over this because like it sucks when you lose your purse and like
Yeah.
she's like, oh
Yeah. Hopefully, she kept most of like the important stuff in her hammer space. Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But still, it's not fun losing anything like that. So yeah,
yeah.
the while the other tour guide is frantically wrangling tourists, your tour guide directs you back, uh, shortcuts leading you through this maze of a studio back to the front reception,
Does
where
one of the tourists say, "I love you, person who I don't know who you are"?
absolutely
Fantastic.
yes.
Oh, I'm having to resist the urge to look at the nuts and bolts gallery, but I'm trying to leave my mind unaffected by
Yeah,
these
yeah,
because I'll get sucked in and get distracted and it'll
yeah,
be
yeah. No worries, no worries. Uh, well, you're led
love
back.
you guys. Okay, anyway, sorry.
You're led back to the front desk where the original owl is being chewed out by the owl who found the purse. Uh, when the original owl was like, "Oh, hi, yes, that's her, that's her. She brought, yeah, like I'm not lying." It's like,
And she's like, Is something the matter? Have you found my purse by any chance?"
oh, was that yours? Okay, yeah, definitely found it. Yeah, just give me one sec. Can you wait? Can you describe it real quick? It's
Um,
just to make sure that it's actually your purse.
I believe it's black leather with I think it has blue trim.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that fits the description. Yeah, I'll go get it. Just one sec.
It's in
Yeah, I mean, it
blue.
was gonna
Big
be whatever you
fucking
said it
surprise.
was. Yes.
Oh no,
So.
it's pink and flowery. It's black and blue. This
Mhm.
is Amphina we're talking.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Mhm.
sorry.
All right. So the owl goes back, and Kreeko immediately like ducks down further into the purse and just kind of like quiets down, hoping they'll go by. Uh, but then he feels the purse being lifted,
Oh god.
and he realizes, oh, somebody came for this one. Somebody came for this one. Uh, so he like peeks out the top and is like checking to see if like there's a like an avenue he can escape without being seen, but not really, because the owl is back through the door and handing the purse to
Yay!
Amphina.
And Amphina's like, "Oh, thank you so much. I don't know what I would have done if I'd lost this.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you
no
very
problem. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, just let me. She's It's been lovely. I'm glad you. I hope you enjoyed your time at the studios, but really, we're not allowed to
Yes.
be handing out tours to strangers. Uh, and the original owl is just like cringing. He says,
And
"But
and she kind of has this like, "Oh."
but yeah, it's no problem. We're very happy that you brought our package. Uh, and here's your purse. I hope everything's in order. Uh, Thank you again and goodbye.
Thank you. Yeah, talk to you. I mean, goodbye.
Oh yeah, one of those
She's got
awkward.
high charisma. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's kind of yeah.
But she imagine as she exits the building, she gives it one thoughtful look back, and
Yeah.
then she keeps going.
Yeah. Oh, and Kreeko is just kind of quietly freaking out in the purse. Like, what is he supposed to do? Hmm.
I know
Okay.
what happens. I had some ideas of what happens after this if
Okay, yeah.
like okay. So, Amphina realizes, "Oh, hey, I'm going to say it's the end of the week. This is when she normally gets paid and she thinks she left a couple of things um by the inside of back in her dressing room at the Lonely Cricket, where
Oh.
is her job is. So so she decides that she is gonna go back there. I'm guessing I don't know. I imagine this in kind of like the early evening, but
Okay. I think
did you?
Kreeko is just kind of silently watching the studios kind of get smaller and further away, trying to
Oh
like
no.
memorize like the streets so that if he gets out, he can kind of like find his way back. Uh,
Okay.
I'm gonna see how well he's doing. If he, I'm gonna do like a wisdom saving throw just to see how well he's holding it together.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, 13. There is a bit of panic there, but he's like okay, it's okay. It's it's the gag warehouse on the right, and then we go take a left, and then I take a right, and oh, I could probably hide in that planter. I could hop down that way. He's trying to like keep himself calm by strategizing a way back to the studios, if he can find an opportune moment to get out of the purse.
Absolutely superb, you funky little frog. Okay. Okay, so Amphina's gonna head back to the studio,
Or the lonely
and
cricket.
not the fuck, yes, Lonely Cricket,
Okay,
the
like
thing that's
that'd have
not
been
a
great for
studio.
Kreeko.
I mean, there's music there as well, but
Yeah.
it's not the studio.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no
she's
problem.
going she's going to the Lonely Cricket, so it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Bleh.
Okay.
Okay, I'm fine. And she is gonna head on over. Um, I'm guessing that it's like shortly before. Uh, I mean, oh God, I don't know a whole ton about lounges, but I figure that like there's a lull in customers. So the owners of the Lonely Cricket, who I was supposed to reveal during a Q&A, but I didn't because I got tired, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
do we get to find
um,
out now?
yeah.
Yes.
So you see these two peeps, uh, these two cool cats, but they're not actually cats. In fact, it's like they're kind of weirdly blobular almost. Like they're kind of like these purplish bluish colors, but not like in the same way Amphina is, got some of that blue in her outfit.
Uh huh.
Uh, like, that you would have it's weird. But um they both got on little berets and sunglasses inside,
Of course.
and their names are Beats Nick and Abby
Beats Nick.
Cuss.
Abacus. Oh my god.
Abby Cuss crunches the numbers.
Does she actually eat the numbers?
Now she does. But she makes a copy because she's a responsible.
Yes.
She knows how to help run an establishment. And
Hmm.
Amphina said, "Hi, I nearly forgot. I'm getting paid today, right?" And Beatsnick is like, "Sure thing, doll." Or I don't know how. You know, "Sure thing, Amphi. We got you covered."
Aw.
And just like randomly rips a paper out of like nowhere and just hands it to her, and it's a check, but it was like, and she's like, "Wait, you just had that prepared? Oh wow. I mean, thank you. Um I thought of this ahead of time. What are you talking about?" And Abacus is like, "Cool. Now go take care of yourself, or we'll haunt your dreams." Or
Wow.
something.
Okay.
And then they both walk away snapping at the same time. I need to study beatniks more so that I
Yeah.
can make better jokes, but
Yeah, that's pretty
point is,
funny. Okay, but yeah, that
but
these two
she still
blobular
has,
cats.
yeah, but
Do they have
they're
kitty ears?
no, they're not actual cats. I was
Okay.
gonna try to make it sound like they were from Osmosis Jones. Like,
Okay, neat.
I don't
It has been
know,
an age
it
since I've
seemed
seen
to
that.
match. But like
Yeah.
I had no reason to bring up a suddenly like ha ha ha, what cellular organism.
Mm.
But the plausible deniability. I had no way to fit that in there, so I'm just gonna say that now. So you might say they're a tiny that's so tiny it's microscopic, but they got big somehow, and
Huh.
they're on the lam, but not
Huh.
really.
Okay.
Why am I still talking about this?
That's
Okay.
okay.
So
Like
Vina,
Kreeko's like watching and hearing all this, and he's just like, is she gonna put that? Is she gonna put that in here? Is she putting
um
that into the purse?
well, it looks like she's gonna for a sec, and then she She puts it in a different pocket.
Okay. Oh.
So there's a little scare, but like not the same pocket. And then she's gonna head over to the dressing room.
Mm.
and you know, she's gonna close the door behind her. And let's see, what did she leave here? I know what she left, I think.
Oh.
Um I think she left another um so you've seen her. She's wearing kind of like this necklacey chokery thing.
Mhm.
That's not actually choking her, hopefully,
Oh.
thankfully,
Yeah.
probably. You
Hopefully.
know,
Yeah.
uh around her neck. But you see one almost exactly like it on the dressing room table. And I guess this wouldn't surprise most people because, you know, tunes are really good at providing random outfits or strange outfits and duplicates, like multiple copies of the same shirt for
Yeah.
your convenience.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, no, she picks that up and she's like, "Oh, thank goodness." And and like, is this allowed? Like, I think she tries to fit it in her hammer space, but
Uh.
she
Well, I mean, she could put it in the purse. She could put it in the hammer space.
well, okay. She thinks about putting it in the hammer space, but then she changes her mind
Oh.
and she goes to put it in the main pouch of the purse.
Whew. Okay. I think Kreeko's gonna try and roll, I guess, stealth to avoid this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. A 19.
Is it
So
okay if I roll um
perception, I guess.
yeah, to contest?
Yeah, go for it.
uh, it's just like I'm not sure what I'm going to do
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
after this if that's like okay. Like perception in general or
Uh. Well, I think it would, like she hasn't really noticed him. It would be that does she feel him like moving around trying to avoid her in the purse?
oh, okay.
Or yeah. Oof.
Okay, she doesn't know shit. Notice shit. She's just like
Yeah. But like I imagine he kind of hides in the gunk at the bottom and just kind of squeezes himself as flat as he can go. And he does a
feels cozy.
yeah, yeah, it feels cozy. It's a little gunky, but I mean he fits right in. Um so
Well, shit. She doesn't notice him. So
yeah.
in that case, she's gonna put the she's gonna pick up the purse again, and she is gonna head on out. But before she leaves the Lonely Cricket, something happens.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and it's kind of funky because I'm not sure how well this would work, but I'm imagining he's kind of keeping like he's not like he's peering out, like he's
Yeah,
not being
yeah.
spotted. He's kind of so she runs into a couple of uh not uh the term a couple of lounge regulars
Okay.
and they're being really friendly with her. They're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And it's like you're not sure that they're like actually friends with her,
Hmm.
but you know, they're draping their arms around, trying to drape their arms around her, and getting close and making a lot of, and they may have had a couple, so their gestures are kind of a little bit wild and all over the place. And roll insight.
Insight. Okay. There it is. Okay. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Fuck yes. All right.
Yes.
You notice it. You notice it, and it's almost a little bit otherworldly how you notice it.
Mhm.
So, this lady, you know, she dresses nice. She looks like a lounge singer.
Mhm.
So, it wouldn't surprise you if she was a little snooty.
Mhm.
Um, but that's not entirely what's happening here. She is trying to hide it. She is trying to be polite and friendly, but she is clearly uncomfortable. And that's one thing. but you notice that during certain times when the gesture is particularly large and full of energy or bouncy, or like if they do like a little bit of a wind up, that's when she seems to almost cringe or wince or kind of jerk back a little bit, and you notice that there's something like fear in her eyes.
Hmm.
And somehow you're able to connect the dots despite barely knowing this person, because you've been scared plenty of times yourself.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
And a- and I don't know much about Kreeko, but um
Can I just say, that he notices how uncomfortable she is, and he's like, Kriko, he does things. He doesn't really think. So he climbs up to the top of the purse, and then he leaps onto the face of one of the the
okay.
lounge
Well,
regular.
actually, before you do that, I
Okay,
gotta
okay,
say
okay,
something.
okay.
I
Go
gotta
ahead.
say something. I was gearing up for a little bit of a reveal.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, she's uncomfortable, but you've noticed that the times when she is most uncomfortable is when the gestures are toony and large.
Hmm.
And it kind of hits you like, is this lady, who is herself a toon, afraid of other toons?
Hmm.
And that doesn't make much sense, but like the thought occurs to you somehow anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So he sees she's afraid, and they're not picking up on it. They're not leaving her alone. So he's gonna take the matters into his own hands, cause he looks like a real frog, like, just on a brief inspection, and that's generally what he's done whenever he's been caught around the studios. Just mimic like he's a real frog. They drop him outside the studios, and then he just like gets his way back in. So, if there was like an actual frog around, and if it was startled, it's gonna jump. And it so happens that he's going to jump onto one of their faces.
Oh shit. I'm gonna roll to see uh I'm gonna roll to see how this random ass toon handles this. I'm gonna give it like
Ooh, a 17.
this tune handles it really fucking well for some reason. They're like, wow, look at that. It's a frog. Wow. Where'd you come from, little guy?
Kreeko's going to Kreeko's going to
Those
poke him in the eye.
and then it's like
It's-
a stream of Grolix is coming out from this random toon's mouth, whom I didn't give a name because I just thought of them. And I'm
okay.
noticing Amphina's expression right now.
Hmm.
But
He's a little busy trying to not be slapped. But give him a
okay.
sec. So he pokes the guy in the eye. I imagine the guy goes stumbling back, perhaps followed by like his friend. Uh, I imagine the attention right now is off Amphina, so she could possibly get away, but I don't know how she's actually handling it. For the time
She's
being, after poking him in the eye, Kriko climbs around the guy and then attempts to hop off and then hide, essentially.
oh shit. So like roll stealth, I guess?
Yeah. And stealth happens to be something he is particularly good at. Let's hope it holds up. That's a nat one.
Okay. So maybe he tries to hide himself in the middle of one of the tables as a decoration.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Oh no. And
He just. But I'm gonna say probably they're distracted, but Amphina sees him.
yeah. And Amphina kind of just, oh boy, you want to roll insight
Um, sure,
again? Because
sure,
that's
again.
fair. Why not?
Given what he saw from the previous, oh, that's another nat one. Dice parser,
You
dice
don't know
parser.
shit. You don't know shit that's going on with her. She's
Yeah,
just kind of standing
he's
over there
he's
and
really
like,
hoping he's not gonna get slapped.
uh, Okay, so you hear a conversation like from like Beatsnick who comes over and is like, "Hey, was that your frog?" And she's like, what? I mean, no, I would, and he's like, I'm gonna have to say, we don't really, like, if that was your pet, we kind of try not to allow pets in here. Like, we're pretty cool about most stuff. But, like, did you even know that frog was in your purse, actually? And she's just not saying anything. And he's like, well, uh, you bring in the violence frog, you gotta handle the consequences. Sorry.
Oh no.
And I'm like, and she's like, what do you? And he's like, could you go find it or whatever or them? I'm gonna
Basically
go over
asking
here and
her to
snap
take it out of there.
rhythmically. What?
Basically asking her to get the frog and get it out of the establishment.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is I'm trying my best. I'm
Yeah,
not
you're good. You're good.
okay. So she is gonna. And she's like, "No, that's very reasonable. That I mean, I apparent okay, I all right." And she is gonna kind of slowly approach the table. And I'm guessing that at one point Kreeko sees his face looming over him. It doesn't
Mm,
look too happy, and she's like, "Please stay still. Don't make this any harder than it already has been."
uh, and he does.
Okay, and she scoops him up and she's gonna take him outside.
Okay, as she's carrying him, you hear very quietly from her hands, "Please don't hurt me."
Okay, she's gonna freak out at that. She's gonna, she's gonna let out. Would Kriko scream if she like
If
kind of
she
like
screamed, he'll
almost dropped
scream.
him?
They'll do like the
Yeah,
tune chicken where they're exchanging screams.
yeah, yeah. And then she's gonna like, I'm gonna roll dexterity to see whether or not she drops him or something. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
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 I am so sorry, Kreeko.
It's okay.
Okay, she doesn't drop him, but she like bolts outside, and then she finds an alleyway, and then she looks down at her hands and kind of like, what?
What? Hi. Um, hi, ma'am. And he kind of straightens up and like stands up and noticing that she was very uncomfortable with like toony stuff. He tries to keep like the movements kind of small and slow and
Aww.
gentle, essentially. Uh, uh, nice to
Aww.
meet you. My name's Kreeko, and I'm in a bit of a pickle. I climbed into your purse while you were at the studio, and I need to get back there.
And she's just gonna stare for a long time,
Uh,
and then she's gonna blink,
ma'am.
and then she's gonna say, so you came from the studio?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just get you. We'll just get you back there. All
Oh,
right.
thank you very much, ma'am. Sorry about climbing in your purse. I thought it was abandoned. Uh, looking for, looking for supplies. You know, just, uh, uh,
And she's gonna like would are you be all right riding around in my purse? I just
yeah, it's a comfortable purse. You, yeah, whatever you like. I shouldn't have been in your first purse in the first place, but I'll ride back to the studio in there if you want.
okay. And she is gonna all right. And she is going to gingerly lower you back in the purse and roll perception again.
Oh, perception,
I mean insight.
insight.
Fuck.
Okay.
I keep making you roll insight and I'm sorry.
Hey, he's a monk, so at least he's got a positive thing with wisdom based stuff.
You don't
Say that, but
notice
that's a
shit again.
6.
She, well, you don't notice really anything much. I should have made the thing. Well, anyway, uh, you realize that you realize nothing. She lowers you gingerly into the purse, and you're pretty sure she's just being cautious.
Hmm.
Uh, Cautiously lowering you in there, being careful with you. Oh, that's sweet of her.
Yeah.
Anyway, and anyway,
Hmm.
and then she is gonna speed walk back to the studio, I guess.
Yeah. Like Kreeko stays quiet for the most part, but like looking up at her, he's like, uh, I saw you were kind of uncomfortable with those two. I kind of acted without thinking. I hope that doesn't make your job harder.
And she kind of like, you know, when she says, when she noticed, when he says that he noticed her being uncomfortable, uh, she kind of sags for a sec before she keeps walking, and it's like, don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. Everything's fine. We can we can fix this somehow. Oh God.
Uh, I mean, as far as they know, I'm still just a regular frog that got in your purse. You could just tell them that.
All
Uh,
right, a regular frog.
yeah,
Um,
I'd appreciate it actually if you didn't tell them they're like a very. I'd actually appreciate it if you told them I was just a regular frog. Uh,
as opposed to a talking one.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes people like to, like he makes like a smacking motion with his fists. When they see us, they kind of overreact and think we're like something to be smushed. Uh, I'm glad you didn't do that to me. Thank you again. Uh, so, uh,
She says,
lovely
I'm
weather we're
sorry.
having here, right?
So, when you said, I'm glad you didn't do that to me, she made a noise like, and I'm sorry. I want to
More
see if he
insight? More
notices.
insight!
More
Insight, insight,
insight.
insight, insight! 17!
All right. Her eyelid twitches, also uncomfortably. And
Hmm.
and you realize poor Kreeko, oh my god. And you realize that there's like this slight, like her smile is strained,
Oh.
and you realize that on some level she may have considered doing that at one point, and it may have been a panic response, but I think with that amount, she's already stressed. And you just saw her being afraid of like other tunes earlier for some reason.
Yeah, and he's been trying very hard to not act too toonish to avoid scaring her. So I think
What?
he's trying to avoid
Yeah.
acting too toonish. So I think he's connecting the dots. Is it because he's small, or
And
wait, or maybe it's because he's a frog?
maybe.
Maybe.
And and then she says, "You aren't touching the sides of my purse too much, are you?"
Uh, I can try not to. I kind of need the balance.
And
Should I
she's like,
avoid touching something in here?
It's. I thought I had some napkins in there.
Oh,
If you could spread them around or
oh,
something.
okay, yeah. Sure. Uh, he's gonna rummage through the purse until he finds some napkins, and wraps himself up in one like a towel.
Oh,
Spreads a
poor
few of the other
Kreeko.
ones on
Oh my
around the
god.
purse. Says, I like your shade of lipstick. It's pretty.
Thanks. Thank you. So sorry, Kreeko.
uh, would you, uh, if you get to the studio and you could just, let me go like by the gate, that'd be fine. Um, but again,
Sure.
thank you for not, hitting me or throwing me. I
Okay.
mean, I'm pretty used to having that sort of stuff happen, but it's always nicer when you can just get through things without too much violence. On the whole, I think that one guy had it coming. Honestly.
uh, I'm sure he meant well. A lot of tunes. A lot of tunes just express themselves that way.
Uh,
I'm glad I didn't throw you either.
ah, ah. Glad to hear that. But I mean, like, you could just. I mean, most tunes are pretty understanding. You could just tell them.
Tell them what? To
Uh,
stop being tunes?
well, just be not use such. Not be exuberant. Yeah, that's a good word. I have a friend who taught me that word,
Like I
exuberant.
said, stop being tunes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think most tunes wouldn't mind just, calming down for a little bit if somebody's uncomfortable.
She makes a face. And you could tell that whatever is going on this way, like, there's a wall there
Okay,
of
like
some
he
kind.
senses that and it's like, yeah, I see. It's not really any of my business. Sorry. Um, so you sing?
I do.
Uh, do you I've never been to a lounge before. Could maybe you could sing a little for me? Maybe it'll make you feel better.
And she laughs, but it's not like a happy laugh. It's not a super happy laugh. It's kind of like, ah, this might as well happen. And she says, tell you what. And on the way to Dodo Studios, uh, not far from the Lonely Cricket, is a park, and she visited uh there with Koga in a different FPS.
Okay.
And Koga's a good bean, a very good bean. So she goes there and she thinks for a sec. And then she opens her mouth to sing. And then she closes it and she's like, I'm not sure. You know what? Never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Like she thought she had considered it at some point, but then she's like, no, I'm not in a good place. And and she keeps walking and she looks like embarrassed now and almost a little ashamed.
Hmm. Uh, okay. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. Uh,
I
hmm.
really don't.
Okay. Well, hmm. Well, gee, I mean, you're being real nice to take me there. Is there something I can do for you?
I'd like to get. And then she grimaces and she says, listen, you you seem nice enough. I don't know you, and I'm sorry, but and then she kind of trails off and she's like, the best outcome for both of us involves you getting back inside the studio as soon as possible.
Uh, I mean, okay, yeah, yeah. Uh, hmm. Well,
I'm sorry, Kreeko.
like
She
Kreeko.
can be an ass.
No, I mean, like he realizes he's putting quite a lot of pressure on her. And he was, just kind of, trying to essentially steal from her purse. Uh,
She
so,
doesn't actually seem too bothered by that,
oh,
which, which surprises you. I mean, she's a rogue. She
yeah.
gets it. God.
Uh, I see you have a pamphlet for Prismatone in here.
Yes,
Is
it
she,
was handed to me.
oh,
I'm not actually interested. I just. Do you want it? You can have it.
oh,
I'm not sure if you can build anything out of it, but there you go.
I don't know if
Paper.
I can pick it up actually. Maybe I could get it into my hammer space. But well, I was actually just asking because, well, I mean, I'm in a religion of my own. Uh,
You are.
yeah. He takes a certain little mask out of his hammer space. uh, and holds it up so she can see it. I don't know. Does Amphina recognize the Larry mask? Has
I
she
mean, she
seen?
probably wouldn't, but she. I mean, this is gonna be amazing if
Yeah,
if she
go
meets.
ahead and
But
roll history. Let's have
I
you.
mean, she's probably. I'm gonna say that she doesn't actually.
Okay, so
I'm sorry,
oh, okay.
she doesn't. But she looks at it very curiously. She's like, "Well, that's a funky little design.
Let's
Did
have
you
you
make that
roll.
yourself?"
Let's have you roll history, just to,
Okay.
because there could have been like posters up for the movies. Maybe you just saw it briefly from one of those.
Okay, I'd be surprised, but
Yeah,
okay.
give it a shot.
All right. Let's
I
see
get
what
to
we
make
can
you
do.
roll something.
All right. Um.
17.
Oh shit.
Okay, yeah.
So she vaguely remembers when she first came to Inkwell,
Hmm.
which was like quite a while ago, sometime last year. There was this movie out at the time that she considered going to. That it was like, let's see, what was it about? It involved the Mr. Zippy Ribford. That was one of the things that they
Uh huh.
talked
Uh huh.
about, and she remembered seeing like some guy with a mask like that, and like this chicken. Like it was a chicken, right? I mean, like
Probably.
his feathers were yellow, so he probably. I mean, it's hard to tell with tunes, but he looked vaguely like a chicken. And then, like, was it a tall? You know what? The memory is vague, but
Hmm.
but that the sign was distinct enough
Yeah.
that she was like, "Oh yeah, there's a like,
I
you
think it
know,
also that what would have jogged your memory is you just recently walked through Engineer's side of the
oh
studio.
oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also would have jogged her memory. And that's what made her remember. She was kind of like her eyes were glazed as she was glancing over the posters, but seeing the same poster twice and kind of being like, "Oh." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, no, that's a." And so so I guess her head tilts to the side. That's all she says, but she does recognize it. Ta-da!
Yeah. 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 I'm in the. I worship Larry. Uh, he's a really cool
Larry.
guy.
Huh. His, and she kind of like snort like his name is just Larry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, The wait, as in like the guy from the poster, Larry, like a
Yeah, that
person.
guy. You do know him.
I don't know him,
Well, you
but
know of him, maybe. Yeah.
I guess I do.
Yeah.
I mean vaguely. I he. I mean, listen, I'm a performer. I have to say, like generally, celebrity culture, putting people on pedestals doesn't always work out.
You know.
Sorry.
I mean, he's like. Uh. Well, I mean, I know he does some acting, but like
Is he
he's
an actual god?
yeah,
Like,
and he's very
and she kind of
enthusiastic about
like
it.
she has this look on her face. And then she has just like this, like she's like. So apparently, there's just a god who acts at the studio.
Well, yeah, I mean,
This
gods
is
can do what they want, right?
I, and she kind of like resists the urge to hold her head in her hands. Just like, and she's just like, bleh. Sorry. And I mean, I get like that like comic that's like, I guess. And she's like, well, I mean, fair enough. Uh, the almighty cult of this
A
one
cult?
actor. Um, and she kind of shuts her trap. I don't know the details of your religion. I'm sorry. You
Oh,
just hear the word thrown around
yeah,
the thing,
the
and
good
then it
word of
slips
Larry.
out.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, the good word of Larry. Uh,
The good word of Larry.
yeah. Well, yeah, I thought maybe we'd have a little something like in common of like worshiping a god, but yeah. Uh, but I mean,
Uh,
this
and I
Christmas,
just
like
it's
he's popped back. He's gone down and popped out with the pamphlet for Prismatone. Is kind of looking through it. I mean, this Prismatone seems like a pretty nice lady.
she does. I guess I mean,
Oh, hey, she does
I
sound. Isn't this your thing?
huh.
Like
Right.
he
And she
holds
goes,
the
then take
pamphlet.
a second look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he like
And
holds
and
the pamphlet up to her, like waving it back and forth a little bit so to kind of entice her.
she's gonna look at it and she's like, I've, I never actually noticed that.
Yeah.
That's kind of and she's gonna like she almost seems kind of embarrassed. And she's like, "Well, I'm sorry, but I personally have no intention of devoting myself to one god or another,
Hmm.
particularly. I'm sure they exist, but I feel like and I'm trying to think if she would go there, but
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
you don't. I mean, you don't
no, no,
have
no,
to
like
if you don't want to, but I find that
no,
it's. I find
wait,
that it's.
listen.
Oh, what
I
is this?
I
You
think
or is
she's
this Amphina trying to?
well, no, I was gonna want to say like I don't think she would interrupt. Kreeko would keep going, but I feel like Amphina at some point would say like, honestly, I think if the gods wanted someone like me to respect them, they would do a lot more to. And then I think she's gonna trail off there. But there was like I don't know. She sounded cynical.
Insight check.
Okay.
I'm going back to the page, though I know what his insight is. All right, here we go. Oh,
Oh
19.
shit. Oh shit. He's off. He's off the chain. He's seeing all the things. Eyeball. Okay. he she sounded really bitter. She sounded really bitter. It sounded like she was going to say something like not particularly edgy. I mean, it might have been edgy, but she was kind of just like she trailed off before she could really say anything, put an end to that sentence. But you had the feeling it was going to be bitter, and there's some cynicism there. And you get the feeling that maybe she does respect that the gods are capable of power, but she wishes, and she doesn't particularly hold it against any gods, but she's bitter about something that happened in the past.
Hmm.
There's some hashtag backstory there
Hmm.
that
Lore.
is affecting what she said.
Lore that he has not yet unlocked.
Lore.
Lore. Uh, he's not going to take the pamphlet. He's going to be a little bit of a brat and like put like her lipstick inside the pamphlet, so it's like holding it. So next time she wants to get her lipstick, she'll have to pull out the pamphlet.
Oh my god. Sorry, was that too loud? I'm not
No,
sure.
you're good. You're good. No,
Okay, all right.
because as a religious frog himself, I think he finds that there is something comforting about having something bigger than himself that he can look to and depend upon in harsh times. Obviously, it doesn't seem like Amphina's at that point yet, but maybe she will be in the future. And
Okay.
so that's his motivation behind that. But
Fan
so far,
diddly
she
cat.
doesn't know anything. He
She
also
doesn't know anything.
he also pulls out like a gold coin. Like I think like he'll pull out like 3 gold coins and kind of tuck them in there as well, just as a thank you.
Aw.
And like they're like a third of his size, so
Oh my god.
what's he gonna
Beautiful.
do with money? Uh,
And she's gonna keep walking, and then she's gonna think about what, like, Kreeko said and said, wait, there are more like you in the studio? Are they all and she kind of gestures at him, but there's just like the faint aura of distaste, which sucks.
uh,
God.
are they like
And she says
small?
and she thinks about it and then she says, "Yes."
Oh,
But do you want to roll? Should I roll deception?
uh, sure. And he'll
Ah.
contest it with an insight.
Oh
Oh,
God, she's such a stinker. I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. Go for it.
She's a big stinko. She makes the big stink with her face hole. Okay, that sounded terrible. Oh shit.
Oh!
You know, you have a little bit of doubt for a sec, like, eh,
He's like,
she,
it's hard to get a read on her. Eh, she seems mostly truthful.
yeah, but you know, like, but after a sec, she said, "I guess she meant small when she said like me," and and yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, uh, hmm. I can neither confirm or deny the presence of other small tunes in the studio.
And she thinks about it, and then she gives like a nod, like, like she's willing to take it. She gets it. She's a rogue.
hmm
She's willing to take it. She, uh, and she's like, "Do it." And then she jokes, "Do I have to sign an NDA?"
Uh, no. What's an NDA?
And she's like, and then she kind of looks at him for a sec, like she doesn't say it out loud, but she's thinking like, "You live in a studio. How do you not know what?" And then she's like, and then she thinks about it for a second. She says, "It's a non-disclosure agreement. Parties.
Disclosure.
It's you can if
Dis.
it's signed by the right parties, those parties are legally obligated, or within the confines of the contract, they are required to not speak about what the NDA specifies or not reveal too much about it. Um, Directors and they happen a lot in various show businesses. I'm surprised you wouldn't know about them, considering you live at a studio."
There's just kind of a low 404 frog not found. It seems that your explanation kind of went over his head.
poor, poor Kreeko.
He
Sorry
seems.
about. And she's like, "It's like a pinky swear, but with secrets."
Oh. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's good. Um, but
Okay.
yeah. Okay. No. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind a pinky swear. Uh, you
And
okay?
she kind of, "Wait, with me?"
Yeah. I mean, if you we will promise not to tell like anybody that like I wasn't anything except a real frog, right? And that there's definitely not other small tunes at the studio.
And
Please.
she looks at him and then just goes, "Fair enough."
Ha!
And she stinks out her pinky.
Ha! And he sticks out a much smaller pinky, like it doesn't even begin to wrap around hers.
And
And
so they kind of just touch, and then she kind of like slowly extricates her hands while looking mildly perturbed.
thank you. Like, but literally, if you need help with anything, just let me know. I don't know if you'd actually have a way to, get the information to me. I tell you what, if you do need me to do anything for you, just leave a pebble, like a red pebble or something. Wait, yeah, I got just a thing. And he like takes like a red pebble out, and it's painted to look like a ladybug, and he hands it up to Amphina. Leave this at the gates if you need help. Okay?
And she kind of looks at it and like, "How tiny is this pebble?"
He's holding it up with two kind of hands. So God, he's like 3.5 inches. It's
She's
at
tiny.
it's actual ladybug sized.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So she kind of looks over at him and says, "Won't this be lost or kicked out
Oh
of the
no,
way?"
I'd recognize this pebble anywhere.
And she looks at it and she goes, "All right." And then she kind of like puts it back in the purse and and hopes that she remembers it later.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say real quick that like this tomb passes by and is like, "Oh hey lady, you got the new ascending stone, like the blue stone Nice. And then it just keeps going.
What?
No, like Bluetooth, Bluestone.
Oh my
Like
gosh,
said
Bluetooth,
Stone said,
Bluestone. Nice.
which is why she's talking to herself while she's walking. It's
Oh,
sorry. It was.
nice.
I don't know.
Nice. I love that. That's good. Like Kreeko just
Okay.
watches the guy pass and like slowly lowers his head back into the purse.
Oh, let's see. Try to think.
Let's see. Hmm. I think by this time they probably would have arrived at the studios. It's probably not
Yeah.
that far away from the Lonely Cricket.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Amphina's kind of gonna scope out the area around the gate, and then she's kind of like gonna crouch to one side of it and kind of put her purse on the ground.
Yeah. And Kreeko kind of hops out and then like presses himself up against the gate. Uh, and he says, "Thank you. I don't think I ever introduced myself. My name's Kreeko. Thank you again, Miss
Amphina.
Amphina. Yeah, thank you, Miss Amphina. I'm gonna I'm like he's like
Wait.
what?
Uh, she says, wait.
Yeah,
And she's like, what were you looking for in my purse?
I was well, just basically any supplies, you know. It's not
Oh, there's a
terribly
cat
easy.
outside.
Whoop.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
There was cat fighting. Anyway.
Oh, okay. It's not just like any supplies that just help live, food or any like materials that sort of thing. But it's not always easy being this small. Um, not a lot of spaces are made for you, so you just kind of gotta go look for stuff that people have forgotten. Uh, so sorry, I didn't. You hadn't forgotten your purse.
Well, actually, once you say this, she kind of looks at you for a while, then she nods. And she goes into her purse and she pulls out the bobby pins.
Oh,
Not the bobby pins that have been refitted to work like lock picks or the lock picks that have been refitted to work like bobby pins, just the regular bobby pins. And she
oh.
kind of holds them out to him and is like, I don't suppose you have any use for these.
He accepts them with the biggest, shiningest froggy eyes you've ever seen.
And she looks kind of embarrassed, like, I didn't give you much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't look at me like that.
Oh,
And she straightens up.
don't look at me with those big old eyes.
And she straightens up and kind of like tries to regain her composure. And it's like, well, I hope things go well for you from here
Oh,
on out.
and you too.
I try
I'll
not to climb inside any more
yeah, I'll make
non-abandoned
yeah,
purposes.
I'll make good and sure that they're abandoned first this next time. Uh, but thank you again. I gotta get going. He like levers the
And she kind of
Yep, go ahead.
no, she just kind of like she looks thoughtful as she watches him leave.
Yeah. He just goes boing, 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 boing. Like, you probably lose sight of him after just like a little bit, because he is pretty good at hiding. But,
And then she kind of lets out. Oh wait,
oh, yeah, you go ahead. I'll do Kreeko's little aftermath
once
later.
she's once he is out of sight, she kind of like lets out a breath she hadn't even known she was holding and kind of sags a bit. And she's just kind of like, kind of pushes back her hair and is like, oh, well.
does she does she need to reapply her lipstick?
Yes. You know
Yes.
what? Yes. Yes, she does. And she keeps looking for it and she can't find it. And she's like, he didn't.
But eventually, I imagine she finds that it's inside the Prismatone pamphlet.
And she's like, huh. And then she sees the gold coins and she's like, huh.
Uh, for Kreeko's part, he hops back into the studios using like one of his ways, climbing up the walls, getting into the like scooching in through the rafters, and then makes it back to his little setup up above the prop storage. Um, and he takes another look at the novel that he was left, and takes a big breath, and he's like, "Okay, that That was a thing. I want to go say hello to my friends. And then he like starts climbing on down to say hello to the other tinies.
Oh, yay!
Yay! All right, and I think that is where we will end our FPS. Thank
Yeah,
you,
I did a
everybody.
reveal. And
Yeah,
shit.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say goodbye, and I'm gonna stop the recording. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.